excuse me. This is so weird. Oh, I got it. AI. Okay, I should actually, you know what, guys, I'm going to do it. I'm going to put the glasses on. Beep. It says AI Jennifer Gale. Wow, that's way off. Okay. Oh, wait, but you guys can't see this yet. Hold on a sec. I cracked myself up. All right, where's this share? Oh, there's someone waiting to get in. Jeez. Okay, there, let them in. Too many things going on. I don't know how Craig does it. All right, let's see. Jennifer Gale. So is Jennifer a potential candidate that you're looking for?
Actually, I have her on my team already.
Okay, great, awesome. Wow, yeah, okay, yeah. So see, she is, you know, Allison, if we're looking at these, and really everybody on the call, like when you look at these first, you know, attribute summary, I mean, she's right there, right? Everything is above 7 except overcoming objections. Now, we'll look closely at overcoming objections. Overcoming objections, it's trainable if you've got strong closing and you've got strong influence, all right? So establishing rapport is not as trainable. Diagnosing needs is trainable. Preparation, shift focus, those are not as trainable. So let me ask you this, Galina. I mean, rather than me just going through it, how long has she been with you, and where can I support you with this? Are you just trying to figure out where she needs training or how to support her, or are you seeing some gaps already? Where has she started? Tell me about where you are with her.
Yeah, so it's been a month. We've been going through the whole AOC training with Allstate. So I think where I'm struggling as a good supervisor is like when you get this candidate that scores, you know, and gives you the numbers you're looking for,
yeah.
How do you move them to the next level to become this amazing go-getter? Because it looks like this, you know, person has the right skills,
Yes.
the right, you know, set, but how do you push them so they can realize their full potential? Because I feel like I'm going into this, and it's only been a month. I should, you know, give myself some, you know, credit here, because we've been 3 weeks in training. Now we're the 2nd week in the office. So how do you transition from this training mode into like, go get it, go try it, like get out of your comfort zone? Because you have the foundational skills, but how do you make them realize this, and how do you push them so they can actually realize the potential they have? So I think this comes back to me, you know, being the, you know, the right supervisor, providing the support, the different ways of, you know, training, but how do you get them out of this training mode? This is where I'm struggling. It's like, I feel like everybody's still on a training mode, and it's like, we're gonna go live and we need those wheels to start spinning. You know, we're still warming up.
Yeah, great. Thank you. That background is super helpful. So yes, I would agree that like she's right for the position. Everything on paper, everything about her in terms of the most important categories fall in line. So what we have to look at are the gaps. So if you look at just scrolling through these, and then we'll go to the summary, you know, you're looking at how do these blue lines associate with this orange here? These tiny little rectangles are the threshold for top performance, right? So anything over than that is solid. So what's interesting is if you look at hers, anything that's kind of lower or right there has a self in front of it, self-starting. Now this initiative is pretty good. Persistence, it's kind of right there, right?
Right.
Focus is a little bit low, right?
Right.
Honest, which is great. No prejudices. But role awareness, role is tied to self, okay?
Okay.
So I'm getting at something here, but you'll see as we come down to it. Now, her ability to connect and establish rapport is solid. And look, we have higher expectations in this spot because it's 40% of the sale. And she meets all of these. So her ability to connect with people is really strong. And that's important, because a lot of times that's, you know, not trainable. But now look at this, self-confidence, right?
Right.
Again, these aren't bad, but the only areas where we're seeing her below something, Most of them, the pattern, and all this is about, everyone on this call, I want you to write this down. All your success, your ability to lead is around pattern recognition. Your ability to own these categories and see how they occur in nature and understand the pattern. So Galina, you said, I've got everybody in training mode, and then how do I get them off the ground? Some of the stuff I'm going to share with you is generic in terms of, or generalized, and I'm going to say generic in terms of accountability. But where you're going to be most successful as a leader and where your dynamic nature will come in is your ability to understand the patterns that you're seeing and then to train on those gaps individually, right? So now look, we get down into here. Handling rejection is fine, which is good. She doesn't mind being told no, but look again, self-esteem, self-assessment. She's kind of right there with the closing, but look at this, self-confidence. Okay.
Yeah.
Enjoyment of the job. You see the patterns, right? Now a little cheat sheet. I want to make sure everybody drills down to it tactically, but look at this, the core attribute list, which will be on page 19. This is the cheat sheet, if you will. Obviously, these are all the things they're really great at. And this is awesome. In terms of connecting, right? If we're selling on value, how important are these top 10 things? Massively important, massively. If these were the bottom, we'd be in trouble in this environment, okay? But now we also got to look at the bottom 10. And unfortunately, all of this says self-direction, self-discipline, sense of mission, handling stress, self-confidence, self-esteem, self-improvement, self-control, self-assessment. So where you need to focus, Galina, is twofold. Understanding what's most important to Jennifer and building a structure of accountability. Okay, because all these other things gives us the reason, the confidence that she can succeed in this role. The challenge will be, though, is the self-direction. So she's not going to be the sales rep that is just going to go do it and make it happen just because they're driven to do it. They're like, oh, forget a sales framework. I don't need these 7 steps. I don't need training. I'm just going to go do it. They do it because they just own it and they must do it themselves. So Galina, you want to first connect with Jennifer and understand, why are you doing this? What are your most important outcomes, right? Remember we talked about, this was obviously before you were here, what we call your ultimate driving force. What's the purpose? We found that most people aren't in Allstate Insurance LSP because that's what they wanted to be when they grew up. Okay? Right? So, some people might have wanted to be an agency owner, and that's right. That's an entrepreneur. That's a business owner. But you want to understand the why behind this, because the driving force, and I don't know, how well do you know her? Is she young? Is she a mother? Yeah, she's young.
Mm-hmm. Yep. A college kid. Yeah.
A college kid, right? So then this makes a lot of sense, right? And not a lot of this is here because she doesn't have experience yet that's created the confidence. So what you want to create is an understanding that you're interested in her. You're interested in unlocking what's most important to her, her ultimate driving force. And then you need to build a system around accountability. All right. So you need to set outcomes. You need to make X number of dials a day, right? So we want to back into it. For you to make this amount of money, and Craig has a calculator, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you seen it?
Yep.
Okay, yeah. So you want to utilize that calculator with her. First, you want to understand what's most important in life and in money. Once you lock in on the money, you want to use that calculator to back into the numbers that she needs to hit. And what I'm getting at here is you need to track and measure, right?
Yep.
X number of dials a day, expecting X amount of contacts, expecting X amount of enrollments, right? You can use that calculator to figure that out. Now, you're not looking to catch her being wrong, but you're setting a framework. And then you want to remind her every day to have Agency Vault open, to have her trainings open. If she hasn't gone through it already, she needs to take the exams, the tests after each one. And you just need to ingrain on your 7-step process is your GPS to get to these outcomes, right? So when you unlock what's most important to her, that's her address, okay? And then the 7-step trusted advisor sales process is her GPS to get there. Where she is now is everything we see in her assessment is we can understand that she's going to be really good at driving this car. But if we don't direct her to her most important outcome, which by the way, will tie into yours, she's just going to be driving all over the place. And then she's going to lose confidence if she's not producing results. But if you can understand what she's trying to get to and build milestones to get there, each milestone that she gets to is going to create more confidence. Does that make sense?
Total sense. Yep. Perfect.
Cool. And I know I talk about this a lot on the calls, but it's about coming back to the fundamentals. And this is for everybody on the call, because you know, you have Jennifer in your world as well. Think about that ride again in the car. We have to know where we're going. We have to know where we're ending, the address. And if we know the address and we don't know how to get there, it's going to be very stressful. No matter how well we know how to drive the car, we're going to be guessing left turn, right turn, forward, backward. Very stressful. But now think about when you're going on a vacation or you're going somewhere you really, really want to go to. You put in that address, right? You scroll ahead and you can see all the directions and the milestones. And each freeway that you get on and each freeway that you get off, each time you achieve one of those milestones, you're making progress, right? And you're anticipating getting to that point. And that progress equals happiness. So that's what we need to create for Jennifer here. Because as good as she is driving the car, she doesn't feel confident. She likely doesn't feel confident because she hasn't, if she knows her address, she hasn't figured out how this role, right? Because that role awareness is low, how this role ties to her meeting those most important outcomes.
So true. And like what you said makes perfect sense. Is like finding the right tools to navigate the car to the right destination, because you're absolutely right. She can drive. The question is like, how do you build her confidence and her, you know, knowledge to drive, you know,
yes,
towards the right goal?